And we are live. There it is. Welcome in, everybody, to another edition of Tuesday Night Cooldown. I don't have like a cool song for that. Let me do this one. Here we go. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys enjoyed Tuesday night's main event. It was not 3 hours. Once again, we proved Jeremy wrong. Jeremy underestimated the chat. I didn't underestimate you guys. I knew we could push it well past 3 hours, but we still got done at a decent enough time to do a non-late night cooldown. This is like the late show versus the late show, you know? But also, it's better than the late show because it's got me and not terrible host. So welcome in, everyone. First and foremost, first in chat, our boy, you know him, you love him, Andrew Fraser Jr. Your soul's glowing.
Just let your soul glow. Just let it shine through. Just let your soul glow, baby. Feeling oh so silky smooth. Just let it shine through. Just let your soul glow.
Shout out. Thank you for being the first in chat, Andrew Fraser Jr. Appreciate you. All right, I'm gonna start saying hi to people, and then we're gonna just kind of scroll through. Chat disappeared on me already, as it always does, because you guys are amazing, and you guys message me fast. All right, so I'm gonna read who is there. If I don't say hi to you and you want to be said hi to, just say hi, Mike, and I'll try to get to it. What's up, Makara? Shout out to you. Hello, hope you're doing well. Fifth Down Sports, shout out. Mark Andre Roy, what's up, homie? How you doing? Leon the Sex Kennedy. What's going on, Leon? How you doing? Says Mickey. Hey, welcome in. What's up, Rabnad, Scubla, John Ambler, shout out. Apollo Monopoly, Sula Felix, appreciate you. Imba Frankers, that's what it was. Imba Frankers Z. Imba Franker Z. We just figured that out yesterday. JB Benedict, shout out. That's my secret, Cap. I'm always cool. I am not cool, but I appreciate it. What's up, Naruto the 7th? Mod Extraordinaire. Appreciate you. By the way, if you didn't know, one of our wonderful other Mod Extraordinaires, you know him, you love him. Some of you hate him. He's my arch nemesis, Turd Ferguson. He's the one that did that thumbnail. He's been cranking them out each week. He's been killing it. We love them. They're awesome. They look great. So shout out. Holy smokes! Doug B! With a 50. Hold on, let me get my 50 sound up. With a 50. Says, yo, Mike. I had to wait till this stream to thank you for the Brazilian cruise ship crack. You almost killed me, dude. I appreciate that, bro. Yeah, we I wanted to feel bad, but it was a pretty good joke. Yeah, we were talking about Brazilian cruises, and Dan was like, yeah, it's amazing, you know, like the cruises, they leave from here and they go to Florida, and I was like, yeah, and nobody ever comes back there. The ships always come back empty. Yeah, that was pretty good. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for the 50, Doug B. Hope you're doing well. We also got to acknowledge our first super chat of the night. It's our homeboy, Nick Hammerschmidt, for 5, says, Mike, what are you looking forward to the most at MegaCon this year? Shout out to the rant at the end of this week's Tuesday Night's Main Event. Yeah, it just kind of popped up. I didn't expect it. First of all, here's this for you.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
Shout out. You know, honestly, MegaCon, it's kind of tied because I love hanging out with the crew. You know, I don't live in Florida. I don't get to see the G&G guys super often in person. I don't get to see the Ripaverse guys, you know, the F&T people in person a lot. So I love getting to hang out with them. I'm going to get to meet Disprove for the first time this year in person, which is awesome. You know, and just getting to see my old friends, re-catching up with them. That's always a great time. But then the other part of it is meeting you guys again. I love seeing old faces. I love seeing new faces. Getting to say hi to you guys. That's always a really good time. So yeah, it's the meeting people. It's the scariest part of it, but it's also the most rewarding part of it as well. Speaking of which, at MegaCon, if I meet you, do not introduce yourself with your name. Introduce yourself with your username, please. Okay? Because if you go, hey, it's me, Tom, I go, I know a lot of Toms. And then you go, no, it's me, Captain Dance on your butt. I'm like, hey, Captain Dance on your butt. I do know that name. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? It's a lot easier if I know your username. Now, if you go by something like, you know, Frank the Tank, and you go, it's me, Frank, I'm going to ask you, are you Frank the Tank? And then I'll know whether or not it's you. But introduce yourself by your username if I meet you at MegaCon. That way I know who you are. Some people I will recognize just by seeing them, like Vatlaw, Nagardnall, you know, some of those guys. I'll know them because I've met them a couple different times. But if just introduce you by your username. All right. But those are two things I'm looking forward to about Equal. I probably Equal is seeing some of the old crew, people like that, and then also meeting all of you guys. So. Really old movies. Remember for 11 months. What's up, everyone? Hail Miki Ventura. Crack open a cold one. Cerveza Cristal. Also, Monday Hangover needs to do Casablanca or Gone with the Wind. I'm sure we will at some point. I'm sure we'll do both at some point. I mean, I know those are classics, and I know people really like those movies. So, Horror Host for 5 says, how much to read the Navy SEAL copy pasta as Jesse Ventura? That's a really good question. If we hit like, I don't know. If we hit like the costume goal, I'll do it. Costume goal is a 199 on the stream. If we hit the 199 goal on stream for the whole stream, I'll read the Jesse Ventura copy. I'll read the Navy SEAL copy pasta. It is pretty good. So, Wyoming Sasquatch for 2 says, are there super chat sounds for Cooldown yet? No. I have to figure out how to get a separate profile set up for it. And I haven't figured out how to do that yet. I'm working on it. I might have to go through a whole different system to set up sound alerts, and then I'll turn those off before Fright Mike and the regular streams and turn them back on during the Cooldown streams. I'm working on it. I promise I am working on it. They're almost done. A Des for 5 says, I just want you to know, when you play the finger gun song, I dance with you. Tax. That's wild. Meek Tax, Pug Tax, Late Night Tax, and Boop Tax Ventura. Hey, shout out. Thank you. I appreciate it. What's up, Darth Bane? He said, hey, I fell asleep earlier, and good to see you, Darth Bane. Yes, we finished The Evil Within last night. It's all done except for the DLC. Shout out to Angie. Hello, Angie Blanken. Good to see you. Kaiser on the Wire. Good to see you as well. Crawling Boy, which song was that? It's an AI song called just like look up KFC AI song. It should be one of the first ones to pop up. So what's up, Frank the Tank? Good to see you. Appreciate you. Johnny 2x4. Here comes the Cerveza Cristal. Hey, what's up, Donna Hall? Shout out. Turd Ferguson, Brazilian cruise sound. The next Urban Dictionary word of the day. No. Oh no, Mook's balding. I'm not balding. My hair is right here. Is the fake wizard Josiah Rises? The eyes. It's the eyes that give it. Oh my god. That's got to be Frank. I'll get to you. I'll get to that in a second. Fuck. Hello, Ladybug. Good to see you. Oh God. SD0. Hey, it's me. Hey, what's going on? Mark Andre says that's why I use my government name. Andrew Fraser says it's me, Andrew Fraser Jr. Balthamon says don't forget the courting rally the wagons when somebody falsely accuses the first descendant being porn over opinionated DLC wetsuit leotard. Yes, absolutely. And now here we are. What's up, Matt? Fun, cool. Good to see you. Hello, Hunter. Shout out. I said I missed the whole section of chat because I had to go potty. Make me a drink and make coffee. Hey, that's all right. And yes, Angie, I am looking forward to seeing you. It would be nice to meet you. Lord Botha says, Mike, like to dance on your butt. What? Huh? What happened? Dougie B or Dougie B. It's the good thing my name is my username. Yes, it'll happen. What if Captain Dance on your butt is my name? It's not. Turd. But I don't know what your real name is either. So, let me see here. Just in another guess, the wrestlers quiz with the wrestlers as TMNT. Oh, hell yeah. General Duality says Meek would know the hot dudes too. Nick Hammerschmidt says, I would love to meet you at MegaCon. Unfortunately, it won't be this year. Got some big financial goals for this year, but I am shooting for going to a meetup sometime next year if possible. Hey, you're always welcome if you can make it work. If not, it's okay, because I appreciate being able to talk to you anyways. If Outlaw says Meek recognizes the talls, that's what I took from that. Myself, Nagranol. I mean, being tall definitely helps, okay? The day he meets hot dude looking for Epic Meeky is going to be hysterical. I'd really like to not meet hot dudes looking for Epic Meeky. You know? I know that that's not their primary account, so it would be nice to, you know what I'm saying? Mrs. Roughnite says, if we manage to get down there, username helps. If you want to tell me your real name, I probably won't remember it past the con. Real talk, I'll try, but no guarantees. I cannot remember real names very easily unless I have a very strong, like, connection with you. Like, if I hang out with you multiple times, you know, that's why usernames are a lot easier, because I see them all the time. So, Real Grego says 200. Well, it's 199, but yeah. John says, so don't introduce myself as Jonathan Bartholomew Amber the Conqueror. Got it. If you introduce yourself as that, I'll probably remember. Death Star says, Discord Miki incoming. Yeah, well, now I don't want to do a Discord because of all the garbage with Discord, but I'll still do one. So, Glenathan says, my username and real name are pretty dang close. Well, there you go. Shout out. Good to see you, Glenathan. Discord committing sewer slide with face scanning. Yeah, they're fucking it up real bad. Matt Funcool for 2 says, Miki Lord, please, one more plate of food. You mean one more crust of bread? Sure, I'll give you one more crust of bread. Hey, what's up, Jimmy the Kaz? Good to see you. Turbo, hail. Good to see you. I'm saying hi to everybody. What's up, Stephen Brown? Good to see you. The Afid says, what's up with Cerveza Cristal? I think I remember from a couple of years ago watching Barbarous King videos. It was a thing on Tuesday Night Cool, or Monday Hangover. If you go check out the Monday Hangover, we explained it over there. It's a really funny, like, it was a funny ad campaign they did for commercials in, like, Star Wars movies. They're fucking hilarious. So, yeah, we got to go check it out. And then holy shit, Dougie B for 50 says, and thank you again for that. Damn, with another 50. Oh my goodness. Shout out. Thank you for the 50. Appreciate you. I guess I'm gonna have to read it now. We already hit it. Death Star for 149. Thank you. Sends a banana. Appreciate the banana. Thank you. And then Eric Stratton for 10 gifties. Thank you for the 10 gifties. Appreciate you. All right, I'm gonna catch up on these super chats real quick, and then I'm gonna read the Navy SEALs copy pasta. Greedy Graffiti for 109 says, what up, Mike? I'm here to cool down. Well, thank you. It gets a little we get heated up during the cooldown, but like in a different way, you know? Captain Dance on your butt for 109 says, can't wait to meet you. That's fucking wild. Captain Dance on here, but that's fucking, that was so fast. Jose Taco for 109 says, can we talk about how good Knight of the Seven Kingdoms is? I love it. Yes, we will talk about that. Why Sasquatch for 5 says, if I could, I would make and wear a shirt with my username and avatar on the front and back. That's actually not a bad idea either. It's not a bad one. All right, let me pull this up real quick. We need sound alerts. I'll work on getting sound alerts. Hey, what's up, Disparu? Shout out. I only use Discord for voice. If they ID me, I'm setting up a TeamSpeak server the same day. Yeah. Is TeamSpeak actually any good? I've never used TeamSpeak ever. I don't know anything about it, but I've seen a ton of people talking about it. So yeah, let me know if it's any good. Hey, what's up, Irish Whips and Arm Drags and Lost Breaks fans? Shout out. Good to see you guys as well in chat. All right, we're going to read this real quick. Angie Bunny says, Meek, I will not be at MegaCon. It was a joke. I don't have what I need to face that many people. All right, that's fair. All right, well, I'll just be sad. All right, I'm going to pull this up real quick and read this. For people that don't know, the Navy SEALs copy pasta was like a guy, supposedly a guy going off on somebody in like a forum and like telling him how he's a Navy SEAL and blah, 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 and warning him. So I have to now do this in the Jesse Ventura voice. All right, let me see if I can, hold on. I used to use TeamSpeak all the time, Disper says. They've updated the UI. So not sure what's changed on time, but it used to be just a voice chat software rather than anything with a text chat, which suits me. Okay. I'll check it out. I'll check it out. Why don't you tell me? All right, here we go. Navy SEAL copy pasta. Courtesy of chat funding it, and then specifically courtesy of the horror host. Fuck, it's gonna be hard to get through this. Why don't you tell me? And it's also gonna be hard not to just randomly go on rants about this. What the fuck did me? What the fuck? Come on, lock it in. What the fuck did you just fucking say about me, you little bitch? I'll have you know, I graduated top of my class in the Navy SEALs, and I've been involved in numerous secret raids on Al-Qaeda, and I have over 300 confirmed kills. I'm trained in guerrilla warfare, and I'm the top sniper in the entire U.S. Armed Forces. You are nothing to me but just another target. I will wipe you the fuck out with the precision the likes of which has never been seen before on this earth. Mark my fucking words. You think you can just get away with saying that shit to me over the internet? Think again, fucker. As we speak, I'm contacting my secret network of spies across the USA, and your IP is being traced right now, so you better prepare for the storm, maggot. The storm that wipes out pathetic little things, the pathetic little thing you call your life. You're fucking dead, kid. I can be anywhere, anytime, and I can kill you in over 700 ways, and that's just with my bare hands. Not only am I extensively trained in unarmed combat, but I have access to the entire arsenal of the United States Marine Corps, and I will use it to its full extent to wipe your miserable ass off the face of the continent, you little shit. If only you could have known that what unholy retribution your little clever comment was about to bring down upon you. Maybe you would have held your fucking tongue, but you couldn't, you didn't, and now you're paying the price, you goddamned idiot. I will shit fury all over you and you will drown in it. You're fucking dead, kiddo. Fuck are we doing, dude? Oh no, bro, that's fucking wild. What the fuck are we doing? I bet it was Tom Cruise. That's wild, dude. That's fucking crazy. That's fucking wild, dude. The horror host. The horror host for a 50. Says I'm worth it. Or host for 50 says perfection. That's fucking wild. Joe C818 Pureblood also just gifted a channel membership. I'm fucking dust. Welcome to the rest of your streaming life. Yeah, dude, it's fucking wild. I'm dying, dude. Oh man, thank you. I appreciate it, Horos. That's wild, dude. Apollo Monopoly says, please warn before spoilers, Mike. I'm reading Knights of the Seven Kingdom. I'm not going to spoil anything about the show. All I'm going to say is that I've really enjoyed it. I was hesitant because of House of the Dragon. Season 1 of House of the Dragon I think is really good. Season 2 they stall a lot and it feels like a lot of filler, and they intentionally try to steer people away from Matt Smith's character because they don't like that people like it as much as they do. And I'm pulling up your Streamlabs right now, Frank. I didn't forget about you. But the thing is, I think Knights of the Seven Kingdoms is so tonally different from Game of Thrones, but has the same kind of you could tell it's Westeros. It just doesn't feel as dark and depressing and nihilistic. There's actually some heroic things in there. It's definitely more comedic. It's definitely more silly and lighthearted, but the guy that they cast as Sir Duncan is so good at this role. The kid that they cast as Egg is fantastic. All the acting is very good. And I think it is just a good story about knights. It remains to be seen whether or not the show will stick the landing. But as of what I've seen so far, I really enjoy it. It is a breath of fresh air in the fantasy genre, and it's a breath of fresh air to the Game of Thrones universe versus what we've been getting from stuff. So, and then Frank the Tank for 50, my least favorite sound alert of all time that went off 5 times yesterday, for the Kabi Pasta and keeping Dragon's dog tax. Hail Meek, and thank God I'm off. What a dog shit week of work. Well, Frank, I'm glad you're here hanging out with us. I'm glad you got some time off of work. You are a hard fucking worker. I know you're always busy, bro. Shout out. Thank you for the 50. Thank you for hanging out with us, man. No, I appreciate it. Yeah, man. I'm not letting Dragon's dog go now at this point. It's just it's been too beneficial for me. So they added text stuff to TeamSpeak. Maybe I'll check into TeamSpeak and see what's going on there. Kaiser on the Wire says, delete TikTok, delete Discord. When there's fuckery about, always find alternative media. Well, there you go. Epic the Body Miki. That's pretty good. It's hard to do it when you want to laugh. Yes, it's very hard to get through that when I'm laughing. Glenathan says, me and my friends hated TeamSpeak. Those Euros used it, though. So we had to draw straws to see how many... we'd use it when I'm playing with them. Gotcha. Maybe it's better now. Maybe they'll step it up. I mean, that's the thing. That's what we're going to have to... Al-Qaeda. Yes, I purposely... Yeah. That's the thing. We're going to have to find alternatives. And the unfortunate thing is, a lot of times with these things like Discord and things, people populate to it. I mean, look how long Twitch has remained relevant despite every decision that they've made that has harmed creators. And when I say harm, I mean business wise, although they've definitely also been complicit in harm against their actual harm against creators as well. But Twitch and their hypocrisy and the nonsense that they have, they've still been unparalleled. There's still so many big streamers over there funneling money to them all the time. If you told me that you were going to take 50% of my profits and I had any alternative to that, I would have fucking deuced out the door and walked. The fact that people the fact that you have people like Kai Cenat, and maybe they have secret backdoor deals, because back in the day, it used to be you could get a nice deal that they would take less of your money, but then they implemented this policy where they said 50-50, and maybe they've walked that back since, and I don't know about it. But either way, if you're a smaller creator, having 50% of your earnings disappear out the door to a company that fucking hates you and will ban you in a moment because they're more invested in some random woman silently and secretly promoting our OnlyFans while she does a bikini stream, and then banning you for playing a video game that, I don't know, has a prostitute in it. you know, or playing the wrong music during a stream, like that kind of shit is nonsense. But the fact that Twitch is lasted as long as it has as a company and hasn't just completely driven off all of its biggest creators is wild to me. But it also is a sign people like being comfortable. People like going with what's the most comfortable, what's the easiest to use. The best thing that could have happened is not for one guy. I'm looking at Rumble. I'm looking at you, Rumble, is not to take Dr. Disrespect and bring him over to your platform and hope that he's going to revolutionize your gaming platform, which I don't know where that's happening. Maybe you'll surprise us in 6 months and something will change massively about how gaming is handled on Rumble. But as of right now, haven't seen it. But one guy, not the answer. And it's not about, it shouldn't be about, well, we want gambling on this site, so that's what we're going to do, or me and my buddy. You have to get like a group of creators that are going to agree to work with you and are going to agree to actually like take the time and the effort it takes to invest in a platform to say, hey, we're going to go over to this new platform. We're going to help it grow. We're going to help it catch up with Twitch. We're going to ask it. We're going to invest in features and things of UI features and community features that rival Twitch, and maybe actually implement some things that also are even better than the way Twitch does things. And that's how you rinse it. But as of right now, everybody just flocking to Twitch, or they leave Twitch for a couple months, then get offered some quiet backdoor contract and go right back again. You know, like, what are we supposed to do at that point? Sure, the UI is great, but like, is it really worth 50% of your profit? I don't think it is. I'm so behind on chat right now. I know I gotta catch up. Let me just scroll down. Yeah, if your partner, is it back to 70-30? Because that's the thing, they changed it and made it 50-50. So, hey, hold on. Sissy said it's her anniversary today. Hold on. Let me find that. Let me find it. Hold on. Where's Sissy? The text is so small. Oh, I can't see it. Where's Sissy? Hello, everyone. Today is my anniversary. Been married for 19 years. That's a huge fucking win. Shout out to Sissy. Shout out to the hubby. He's a lucky man. All right. Shout out to little man for having fucking rad parents. 19 fucking years. Let's go. That's amazing. 19 years is awesome. I love it. That's very exciting. I hope you guys had a wonderful anniversary. All right. Keeping love alive. Like I said, your husband's a lucky man. You know, little man's lucky to have two wonderful parents that love each other for 19 years. That's awesome. Shout out to Sissy. Night of the Seven Kingdoms is an amazing show and we need it. Yeah, it's not perfect, but that's okay. Kaiser on the Wire said, went from diabetes to switch coin to taxes to Jesse Ventura. Stay tuned because the next meme is undoubtedly coming this year. Bro, they start organically on their own and I don't know how they get there. So Sean says, just finished your Tuesday night main event. Love your rant at the end. Talk to him, Miki. Yeah, man. Like, listen, I'm not trying to start fights with anybody, but I don't care how big you are as a streamer. Like, that's the thing. I know some people punch up and that's like their thing and their shtick. My shtick is not that. I'm just a guy on the internet. But the thing is, like, you had a group of very big creators, very influential creators, talk shit to chat, talk shit to their fans, talk shit to the community, and call a bunch of people not, you know, it's one thing to disagree. That's the other thing too. We can have disagreements. People get jumped on for disagreements too, but you know what? At the end of the day, if you stand on business and stand on your convictions, that's one thing. It's a whole nother situation to morally judge everyone around you as less than for their choices or for not having your belief system. That's stupid shit. All right, that's the shit that started these communities because we were sick of people morally grandstanding and judging people and putting people in boxes and saying this is what you are because you don't line up with my values or agreements, you know, and then using that and then getting mad when people push back on you and then isolating yourself and just kind of banning the, you know, rallying the bandwagons and stuff, rallying the wagons around each other, and now this fucking happens. You know, I talked about it already yesterday as well. I kind of went off on it a little bit, but like, that's the thing. You cannot morally grandstand and not expect some pushback when you embarrass yourself like that. Hunter says, back in my day, a back shot was a contract. Well, that's also, we found out that was also very true. I'm not going to answer that question. You already know what it is. Lost Haven says, try sneaking another stream on me, huh? I wasn't sneaking. There's no sneaking. Miki, Amazon owns Twitch. I know, but like, Twitch fucking sucks, dude. Twitch is awful. Jared the Hut says, I'll also help Meek recognize you if you print out a copy of your avatar picture and tape it over your face. Oh, it'll also help. Yeah, thank you. Stone Cold's beer cooler. Give me a hell yeah. If you're so smart, then why did birds never exist before 1961? They're drones made by the government to spy on us. I'm a Navy SEAL and I make it my business to know these things. If you go look into the records, if you go look into the paleontology records, you'll notice that there's no birds ever in the history of mankind before the Smithsonian started introducing them in the 1960s. If you look back a little bit more, in the 1940s, you start noticing birds in all of the artwork being added to old paintings because they knew that they had to start changing the way that we perceive the world. And then in 2012 with the Large Hadron Collider, when that went off, then all of a sudden birds have always been a part of our world. You talk about the Mandela effect, but reality is it's more of the bird effect of anything, and they fired it off in 2012. What's that? What? It's 2008? Well, yeah, everyone knows about the 2008 activation, but the real problem, the real divergence of the timeline was in 2012. Everybody knows that. Maybe you should pay attention. Maybe you should study your history. I wouldn't make a mistake like that accidentally. I gotta stop. Really Big Dixie Rex says my dog Bruce turns 11 tomorrow. Well, happy birthday to Bruce. Jose Taco says I used to watch college football on Justin TV before it became Twitch. That's actually kind of rad. Turd says I wasn't paying attention. Restart your entire rant, please. Chat, can we mods? Can we ban Turd Ferguson forever? He's banned forever. What's up, near side of Cyclops? Disproof says that's Australians. I mean, that's actually pretty accurate too, bro. Because yeah, some of the shit in Australia doesn't make any sense. Okay, Disbrew says, apparently it starts at 50-50. When you get over certain points, you get 70-30, and then even more points, you get 60-40, but each of those tiers will be less and less people. Interesting. So they changed it after all of that nonsense, which is kind of wild to me that they changed it. What's up, B-Man? And hello, Sherry. Good to see you. Because, like, I remember when it was a big deal, they're like, nope, you'll be grandfathered in until this time, but then we're not offering those contexts anymore. But let me see here. Is Twitch no longer exclusively 50-50? Okay, so they changed it in 2023. So Twitch now offers a 70-30 revenue split to eligible streamers through its Partner Plus program, which was introduced in October of 2023. What a bunch of fucks, dude. That's fucking crazy. Hold on. Wait, I didn't know this. This is wild. Why would you stay on this fucking platform? All right, here it is. Okay, so, and I'm going to double check to make sure they haven't changed it again. Okay, so this was in 2024. So Twitch, in October of 2023, in its partner program, offered a 70-30 revenue split. Under this program, streamers who maintain at least 300 recurring paid subscribers, down from 350 for 3 consecutive months, are automatically enrolled in the 70-30 split for their net subscription revenue. However, there's a $100,000 lifetime cap on the 70-30 split. Once a streamer reaches $100,000 in total subscription revenue under this program, the split reverts to 50-50 permanently. And then that change marks a shift from Twitch's earlier policy of a blanket 50-50 split for all streamers. And then, this is in 2024. This is an article from January of last year, or January of 2 years ago now, that Twitch is adding a 60-40 revenue split for some streamers and is lifting the 100K cap for streamers already on the 70-30 split as part of its Partner Plus monetization program. It's also opening Partner Plus to affiliates, not just partners. As such, is rebranding the program to the Plus program. How do you... like, what are we doing? How do you run a fucking company this poorly? Like, that's insane to me, dude. Because that's how little I've been updated on Twitch, because I used to be on there, and like last year, for a very little bit, I tried to do Twitch again and just add it into like the multi-streaming. But because of the way their setup is, I have to go back in and change up all of the sound alerts and readjust all the sound alerts and change all of that shit and reintegrate it into my OBS and all that. And I just didn't feel like doing that. Not only that, but like I have to get back to streaming consistently on there again. And most of the people that watched me over there are on YouTube or Kick now. They're not watching Twitch anymore. That's crazy, dude. That's wild. Also, I know somebody was asking, so we finished The Evil Within. I'm going to do the DLC at some point. Probably not my next stream. The next game that we're going to be playing is Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. It's just, I'm ready to play something different. So we're going to move on to Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, and then I'll play the DLC at some point to finish up the DLC for that. And then The Evil Within Part 2, we'll get to it at some point. There's other games that are kind of in front of that one as far as getting things set up. So, bird tax. That's crazy, dude. Glenathan says, where does forced cream pie fall in your kink list, Meek? You know, I'm not going to answer that question, but it's not that high. It's not that high on the list. It's pretty low on the list. Ginger from New York says, as Dan said, why do we never see old midgets or baby pigeons? That's a good point. That's a good point. Leonard Scripps said, doing fine, exhausted, but otherwise no complaints. Well, I'm glad, man. Stream of consciousness attack. That's all these streams are just stream of consciousness attacks. While you could just go blank and shit. You know, Jesse, dude, I don't know what's going on with me. Keep making that face is going to get stuck that way. Miki Ventura is inevitable. Impressions are a hell of a drug, dude. Yeah, it's true. No, you can't ban one of your best mods. Why do you guys keep saying he's the best mod? Sure, he's a great one, but you know what? I still think he should be banned. Real Gregos for 5 says, Meek, please keep Jesse Ventura to a minimum. I'm actually afraid you'll get stuck that way. It's inevitable. I am inevitable. Yeah, so like Kai Sanat and all of them ain't on 50-50. Okay, that's fair. Hi, Nerdy Mechanic. How you doing? Good to see you. What? You sent me something earlier, Angie? Oh, you're talking to do with feet. Okay, there we go. Okay, Disbrew says 100 sub points for 3 months gets you 60-40. 300 sub points gets you 70-30. Okay, thank you, Disbrew. I kind of figured you would know. Stone Cold's Beer Cooler says, I have a Jesse Ventura impression too. It's really hard to get out of once you get going. Yeah, the cadence and everything is kind of like, it's kind of comfortable. You're just like, I could stay here for a while. I feel like the $100,000 cap was not told to people who signed on. They probably didn't. Yeah, they removed the cap. Yeah, that's wild. Hey, Nick Gore for $1. Shout out. Good to see you, Nick Gore. How you doing, Nick Gore? Hope you're doing well, Nick Gore. The new CEO is more interested in big-chested streamers than running it. Yeah, that's crazy. He wants to be one of the kids rather than a CEO. That must be, yeah, because that was the guy that like he'll stream occasionally. He'll be like, oh, I'm playing video games too. I stream like you guys do. Right? That's the guy. Because the other guy that was the Twitch CEO, like, seemed like it was a shame to be the Twitch CEO. Yeah, Dan Clancy. Yeah, this guy. I type in Dan Clancy and like a bunch of them are just like him staring at like other people. Yeah. This is weird. Anyways, I'm not I'll just pull it up. I'll let you guys see what he looks like. He looks like your uncle who wants to be like a cool gamer. He's like, yeah, I used to play video games back in the day too, man. Let me pull this up. All right, this is Dan Clancy. This is the current CEO of Twitch right here. This guy playing his little piano. So yeah, that's the guy that's making all these wonderful decisions for all of us. I want nothing to do with Twitch, to be honest. I don't even want to go back to the platform, and I've strongly just considered just fucking closing down my Twitch altogether, honestly. The whole executive team, imagine the worst people, it's them. Yeah, dude. Once you left Twitch, I haven't been back. Well, I appreciate that, Glenn. I said, yeah, man, it's just not worth it. I did well on Twitch when I first started, and it's just, I don't know. Only on Kick. I don't want to go back only to Kick. I did Kick for a while. The problem with Kick is it has no organic growth. You can even end up on the trending page. I've been on the trending page a couple times on Twitch. On Kick, and it's just, it doesn't really do anything for you. I've been rated by bigger streamers. Hell, I've been rated by bigger streamers on Twitch and didn't see much growth from it, because it's just, I don't know, man. The growth there isn't, you have to get really lucky, and also you have to promote yourself a lot more than I do, which I need to like promote myself a lot more than I do anyways in general. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. It's just not my platform. I don't know how people like it so much. Blue Eyed Scorpio says, I left Twitch years ago when chicks getting effed was a 3-day suspension, but dudes saying words were lifetime banned. Yep, that's exactly it, man. Devil May Cry win. So my guess is Devil May Cry, at least starting the first game, we'll do Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. We'll do Reloaded at some point in between there. And then Resident Evil 9. And as well as the Veilguard streams, probably going to just become random streams that pop up throughout like the world, like just throughout, like when I have time and I can just do a random like afternoon stream or something, I'll just like spring it on everybody so nobody expects it, kind of like a dagger in the back. And then I think there's one other game that I was asked to do that's been really high on the list, but then probably after that it'll be Devil May Cry, because those games are kind of retro and I do think people would really like those. So they're sooner rather than later, Frank. JJ from New York for 10 says, "Sub Meek, hope the fam is well. Got my Claire Obscure soundtrack on CD today. 8 discs and 150 tracks. Can't wait to blast this. Twitch's crap being discovered is impossible, and 1% have all the viewers." Yeah. Yep. It's crazy, dude. JB Spooky Review says, "I heard Evil Within Part 2 is sort of open world, but I don't know. I've never played it." Yeah, and we may get back to Evil Within maybe around like Halloween time or something. So, but the other thing is for like February, like this is my birthday month. So like the 23rd is my birthday. We'll be doing a stream that day. That's a Monday. But I'll be streaming like throughout the day other than a quick break to do the Monday hangover. And on that one, I'll probably play something scary. I've strongly considered, I don't know if I actually want to, but I've strongly considered going back and playing Mortuary Assistant, but I'd really like to not do that. I'd really like to not play that game again. So don't disrespect Turd. He dislikes all of my reviews. Ban Epic Mike, Chat Lives Matter, Mod Lives Matter. That's crazy, dude. Huh. That's wild. Hey, what's up, Gaming Zon? Z-O-N. The other CEO basically didn't exist. This one is a child. Yeah. I remember like looking him up, and the guy was like, I think he didn't even have that he was the like Twitch CEO on his like Twitter profile, because he just didn't want to, he's like, I don't want to be known as that. Yeah. I don't know. That's pretty fucking wild, though. Mr. Epic's Neighborhood. Hey, what's up, Ben West? How you doing, man? When he was in the other job, he was all professional with suit, preened hair, and then he went to Twitch and turned into a hobo. He's like, yeah, man, I'd love to do Twitch. That's awesome. I love video games. That's pretty wild, dude. Yeah, raids do nothing because everyone already knows who they want to watch. Yeah, basically. Yeah, you have to promote gambling to get big on Kick. That makes sense, Escapo. Oculus just sent 5 gifted memberships. Shut up, Oculus. Thank you for the gifties. Appreciate it. Yeah, man, I got rated by she's like a mid-sized streamer. I don't remember her name now, but she used to play Call of Duty all the time, and she was pretty cool, and she rated me a couple different times. But yeah, I maybe noticed like a 20 sub bump from that. And then I got rated by like Alex Zedra when she was still like, you know, her face was literally in Warzone as one of the main characters, and that was really cool, and I brag about that all the time. Yeah, and even with that, I maybe saw like another 100 followers, and then maybe from that it was like a 10-15 sub bump, like briefly, you know, because they want to watch Alex Zedra. They don't want to look at my fucking big ass playing games. Rumble has 0 growth too. Well, yeah, unless you sign a contract with him or your name's Dr. Disrespect. But even that, his numbers are not good. His numbers have progressively gotten worse. I don't know if they're back up now, but man, I'm like, no wonder he celebrated going back to YouTube, man, because like the numbers are just not great there. Like, I'm looking at it right now. He still only has 151,000 followers, okay, on Rumble. And like, I know that Rumble's a smaller platform. I get it. It's, you know, I'm not trying to, but you would think that he would keep growing at an exponential rate on that platform because he's so big there. But yeah, he has 4.4 million on YouTube. Constantly growing. And I'm going to compare the numbers here and understand that YouTube and the way that ad revenue works on YouTube, these view counts, while some of them are, yes, the live views, his view counts get him a ton of money too. And then clipping things and playing those videos on his regular video, or like as regular videos, also gets him a ton of ad revenue. But I'm going to compare these. So YouTube, his latest stream from Warzone, 238,000 views. That was a day ago. 175,000, 195,000, 226,000, 219,000, 212,000, 468,000, 237,000. You know, consistently 200,000 plus. Go over to Rumble and look at his views over there. Okay, and these are just his live views. 172,000. 4 days ago, 130,000. He streams like every 2 days on this channel too. 103,000, 123,000. One's a Rumble Premium, exclusive. 70,000. That's 10 hours long. 10-hour stream. He got 70,000 views. 109,000, 130,000. Like, and the thing is, when you go look at these videos and you pull them up, the likes make no sense. 591 likes out of 238,000 viewers. On YouTube, his most recent has 238,000. He has 7.7 thousand likes. I'm looking at the comment section. He has 14. Dr. Disrespect, one of the biggest game streamers out there, on YouTube, has 94 comments, 7.7 thousand likes on his most recent video. On Rumble, 500,000. He has 14 comments. 14 comments. Like, what are we doing, man? I don't know, man. Why am I satisfied for 2 says fuck Twitch and fuck Roblox. Yeah, if your kids are playing Roblox, you need to take it away from them. I'm sorry. It's got to go. You cannot keep it. Disper says streaming as a whole doesn't really grow you. Streaming is more something you do to interact with people who already want to watch you. I mean, that's also fair, which is why, like, at some point I just need to take clips of my streams and like post them everywhere. You know, it's funny because I've heard that YouTube, Facebook has been kind of like criminally underrated, and a lot of people, you know, like Camelot, Dan Vass, those guys have been posting over on Facebook posting clips and videos, and they've been doing extremely well for themselves. And I'm like, I probably should do that. So Little Big Dick Direct asked Disprove if he can do solo streams when he's not busy doing fucking bomb ass videos. Maybe, I don't know. Johnny E's member for 1 month says MGR Revenge. Let's fucking go. Revengeance. Peak hack and slash action. Now shut up, Meek, and go moisturize your hair. Peter has a nice moisturizer for you from the Horn. No thank you. No thanks. No thank you. I guess I'm never getting my Slender the Arrival. Kaleche, okay. It's not that you're not gonna get it, okay? It's a lot of games. There are so many recommended games at any time. I don't know. Even Fit Down Sports saying schedule one with Sissy. I haven't forgot on it. Okay, I just got to get to it. I got to find time. You know, Disper says Twitch's biggest failure was not to organically grow channels more evenly. They thought they could rely on pumping the same people who all became so big they left. Yeah, that's 100% true. Ban Epic Mike, it's chat stream now. No, Disbrew, don't don't do that. Fruit of the Mystery says, don't play Mortuary. I don't want you getting demons in real life. I've already played it. Nothing happened. I'm not worried. That's not going to happen in real life. You need an Epic Mike fan page on X or post clips. I mean, that's fair. Yeah, I probably should. It would probably be a good idea. If we can get him to put us on the stream page, it's over. I mean, that's fair. Yeah. If I do Blackface, I could cosplay Helena Troy. That's a wild statement. That's a wild fucking statement. I don't think it works like that. Dr. Kid Inspect was so happy when he came back to YouTube. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's pretty wild. Rumble is botted AF. It feels like it. It feels like it. You know, like, that's the thing. There are some streams and stuff where you can see people are consistently chatting and talking to each other, and you can go to other channels and nobody's fucking talking, and they have more views than the person that has consistent conversations. I just don't understand, you know, what is going on there. Disparew's videos are labor of love or hate watching. Dude, that's the thing. They're not hate watching. He loves these videos. That's my favorite part about it, is how much shit he talks about them. Like, that's my favorite part, is that he's genuinely enjoying how bad this stuff is. Call of Duty isn't that reply worthy? You would think so. Although Call of Duty's not in a great place anyways. Like, nobody's really fucking doing it. So, how much to buy a creepy Labubu and have it watch Meek while he plays Mortuary Assistant? Are you guys trying to give me a heart attack? I think Disper is onto something. How do we get Mike banned and make his chat / mod take over? No, stop! Champion's Crib is wild. Stop. You can't take over the chat. This is my world.
I love democracy. I love the Republic.
And now fucking Turd is asking me to check DMs. I don't want to check your DMs, Turd. You're always disliking my videos. Oh no. What is this one gonna be? Oh, okay. This actually might be pretty good. All right, I'll pull this up. Turd Ferguson just sent me this. Chat takes over all the time. That's true. I have absolutely no control over this channel. Chat's always kind of running shit now. Look at me. We are the captains now. Turd just sent me this. This is pretty fucking wild. Oh my gosh. All right, I'll watch this.
Yes, Danny and this bitch. It's my platform, baby. Come stream on Twitch. I like 'em crazy. Yeah, Danny fucking rich. Girls, don't be lazy. Put some energy in that clip. Go buy a hot tub. Strip down.
That's wild, dude.
Danny 60, but still want some off that drip. Don't wear the safety. Twitch calling you wild and free. These baddies chase me, but don't bring security.
This is fucking wild, dude. What are we doing? That's fucking crazy, dude.
It's a soft cool side. We got the girlies getting lit. Take all your clothes off. Get down and flash your tits.
Mods, you can unban Turd Ferguson now. You can unban Turd Ferguson. All right. Mount Mustache. Jeremy got kicked from his own stream once. He made more money when he was gone than when he was actually there. That's crazy work. This is exactly how he sees himself. This is getting added to the AI rotation. Shit bops. Yeah, dude. Kindon B, Turd sent this to me, and it's pretty good. You know what? The thing I get mad about is that every time Turd sends me something, it reminds me why I enjoy him and why I like him being my mod. But then it also makes me mad because he's my arch enemy. So Ben West for 5 says, Disparu is playing 3D chess. Soon all channels will be his. He just slowly goes into chats, talks to people, and then slowly forces out the creators of the channels and takes them over himself. I mean, I respect it, dude. That's crazy work. That's actually really funny. Somebody just asked me a question. I just saw that and I was like, that's actually pretty good. No, Turd is unbanned now. That was pretty good. I actually really like that. What was I just looking at? Something. Viva La Revolution. That's crazy, dude. Where the fuck is it? I just saw something. I was gonna. Oh, Mook, your thoughts on Candace Owens saying TP USA's halftime stream viewers or numbers are BS? I like her, but she's recited retarded and bitchy on this particular topic. Also, they totes. I'm not gonna read that out loud. Put a poll in the chat to ban me. Why would I do that? Why would I allow you guys to why would I let you guys vote on that? Because you guys are all going to vote yes. I'm not going to start a poll for that kind of nonsense. I'm not giving you guys that option. You know, I didn't watch the Super Bowl at all. One, I had zero interest in the fucking Seahawks and the Patriots. Okay, cool. Great. I want to watch those fucking teams play again. I've also had very little interest in the NFL recently as a whole. I just think they've gotten way too political. There's got way too much political commentary around it, and I just don't care that much. Also, my Lions sucked this year. And I'm not saying that the Lions sucking had anything to do with me coping and spurging out and not watching the NFL. I'm just saying that maybe it was tangentially related. But yeah, I had no interest in either the TPUSA or the Super Bowl halftime show. Like, I don't typically watch them if it's somebody that I'm not interested in anyways. So it's like, you know, they're like Bad Bunny. I'm like, I don't know who the fuck that is. I have zero interest in watching that. If they were gonna announce, I don't fucking know. Who's a big time country singer? Who's a big time country singer? Mike is banned now. Rest in peace. Stream War Wizard 499 says all hail Epic Disparu. That actually kind of slaps. Like, where are we at? Wow. I mean, I'm surprised that 35% of you voted no. We only have 57 votes. I want to see more votes. I need you guys' opinions on this. If you haven't already, please vote in the poll, please. I need to know how many of you guys want to get rid of me or not. I just don't care. I don't particularly want to watch a halftime show. Billy Ray Cyrus, Morgan Wallen. I don't know who the fuck that is, so sure. So if like Morgan Wallen, they're like, Morgan Wallen is gonna do the Super Bowl halftime show, I'd be like, good for him. or her or whoever that is. I don't fucking know. And then if so Kid Rock doing the Turning Point USA halftime show, I don't fucking care. I'm not watching the game at all. I just don't give a shit. Like, halftime would be when I want to go get more snacks loaded up on so I can go back to watching the game. Okay? And there's been some banger Super Bowl halftime shows, but more often than not, I just don't give a shit. Like, when it was Prince put on the best halftime show of all time, in my opinion. Prince is the gold standard for Super Bowl halftime shows, followed very closely by Michael. Because Michael did an amazing job. Those kind of things are awesome. I think Lady Gaga did as good as she possibly could. I think she actually had a decent one. Katy Perry sucked. I just don't know. I'm like, I don't get it. I wouldn't, and it always has to be a musical act. Like, what would be cool? You know what I would actually watch the shit out of? If they got like a really good fucking comedian to go out there for the Super Bowl halftime show and just do like a 15-minute set. Just like a banger-ass 15-minute set where he made jokes about football players and make jokes about the NFL season and just kind of roasted folks and had a good time with it and made jokes about the game and how it was going so far. That would be something that I would actually like enjoy and watch and find enjoyable. Morgan Wallen would actually be pretty cool. Oh, I don't know! I don't listen to country music. And now there's just a ton of country singers in here, and I don't know who any of them are. Brad Paisley sounds familiar. Maybe, I don't know. I want something interesting, Celebrity Deathmatch halftime show. See, that's what... Yeah, Bruno Mars did a great one. Bruno Mars did a very good halftime show. They had, at one point, when they had Coldplay, I was super fucking excited. And they were like, yeah, but we don't actually believe that Coldplay can carry like a halftime show. So they brought back in Bruno Mars and who was it, Beyonce? And I'm like, I don't want to see that bitch on anything. I don't know. Like, I don't know. But like, that would be something. See, what we need to bring back. I've already said this. I said this on New Black Street as well. We need to bring back dueling, and we need to bring back gladiator stuff, okay? Call it what it is. It's all bread and circuses, so let's get actual bread and circuses. Let's get gladiators. We just say, you know what? What we're going to do now going forward is we're going to get other... we're going to get two celebrities that don't like each other. They can't stand each other. Will Smith and Chris Rock, and we're gonna give them they're gonna do a bare knuckle boxing fight. Or they're gonna do a slap fight. We're gonna put them there at the table, and they're gonna have to just take turns slapping each other until one of them gives up. I'd watch the shit out of that stuff. Nothing. NWA reunion with hologram. Sabaton might be cool. Yeah. But like that's what I want. Mike likes Coldplay. Yeah, I like Coldplay. We 100% need to go back to the Old West. Yeah, Rock versus Mankind. Dude, a wrestling match at halftime would be so fucking cool. Wyoming Sasquatch for 5 says, I voted no, Meek. I don't want to see your skid marks in a chair stream. Bread and circuses at least provide something of style and substance. In my opinion, the most patriotic hype music is rock. Some rap could suffice, but predominantly rock. Yeah, like bring back, like get Korn and Dim Franchise Boys to come back and do like Coming Undone with it. Like do some shit like that, dude. Really like mix it up again or something. I don't know. You want to know how I know you're gay? You like Coldplay.
Why are you gay?
Coldplay's got some good music. Coldplay's got some good music sometimes. They've got some bangers. Yellow. It was all yellow. Okay, maybe that was a bad choice. Listen, Coldplay valid. They have to fight over a pair of brass knuckles. We're going to have tryouts. Like, it just shit like that would be great to do. Like, it would be so fun to actually see something like that, like something unique. Like, I think that the Super Bowl should be a time to showcase something unique and a fun and cool act. And it could be music or it could be something different. But I just kind of sick of like the same old, same old. Oh, every year they're gonna pick some random celebrity to do the thing, and it's gonna be hit or miss whether or not they're actually talented or can actually pull it off or not. I have not watched it at all. People still talk about the Creed halftime show. Yeah, Maroon 5 was all-time. Maroon 5 was not good at all, dude. Justin Timberlake did his best. The second time around, he did his best, but still, even that wasn't very good. Football is great. The NFL, not so much. I agree with you. My favorite quarterback is Allen Iverson. And that's pretty good. Let me see here. Where are we at on the vote? We have 104 people. I'm going to close it here. That's 59 of you said you want me gone. 59% of you guys said you wanted me gone. Andreas the Collector says, I voted to ban me because he didn't notice me. Hi, Andreas. I noticed you. I noticed you. You're there. I like Coldplay Clocks. Clocks is good. Real talk, if they had a hologram of MJ and Prince or MJ and Elvis, I'd watch the balls out of that. That could be cool. Trying something unique like that would be great. I would love to watch something like that. You know? Dude, could you imagine, like, yeah, it's just, hey, what's up, Hoodblade? How you doing, buddy? Yeah, they just, like, get the permission of, like, Michael Jackson's estate, and they just do a hologram version of him. Like, Bruno Mars, you got, like, Bruno Mars to come back out, you know, and he's doing music and stuff like that, and he's doing kind of his vibe, and then you get a hologram of Michael. Comes out, you know, and it appears on stage, and it does the stand there thing while everybody cheers and freaks out, and then he performs like Bad, and it performs like Smooth Criminal and shit, and then he disappears. You have people in tears, dude. You'd have people in tears at that, going, "Oh my gosh, that's so amazing! I loved it. It's a callback to the old things," you know. Nothing like that. Liking Coldplay is a little gay. You know how I know you're gay? You have an Asian poster on the wall. An Asian poster? I mean, this? It's not a poster. It's a... I don't want to take it down now because I don't want to break it, but it's actually glass. So that is like... Hold on. Let me... I'm going to stand up and get this. I don't want you looking at my ass, though. Just a second. There we go. So like this right here, my sister made this for me. It's actually pretty rad. So this is Mr. Himejima, Guillaume Himejima from Demon Slayer, and this is actually glass. And what she did was she took the picture of it or whatever. She took a picture of it, and then she drew this, and then she drew these chains and stuff. And if you look on the back, so it's glass, and then she painted it. She drew it onto the glass from the back, painted it from the back or whatever, and then she put this black sealant over the back to dry on it, so that way everything around it is see-through. And I put my fucking smudging fingerprints all over it. But yeah, so like the glass itself is like there, and then if I want to, and I would like to eventually, maybe I can get a couple frames that have like lighting in them, and then I could like light up the frames or something. It's pretty rad. I actually love these things. My sister did a great job on them. So, and I have a second one as well that's a little farther up. I got to move it. I'm gonna move it down, but it's of Rengoku and Tanjiro when they're asleep on the Mugen train. Saying the Asian people are gay. I didn't say that. There will never be anything like Michael ever again. That's true. The people have spoken by my Miki. The Tigers, Mike, have you been paying attention? I don't watch baseball. Put up a poll if we want Jesse Ventura. If it voted no, I believe in the Meek method. JJ from New York got my back. Goodbye, Miki. I'm not leaving right now. Maybe I'll next stream. It'll just be an empty chair. Gregos for 5 says, Mike just got mogged by chat. Chat's superior cortisol levels have outperformed the median metrics of the common streamer. For real, no cap. That's crazy. Oh, that's why you're here, is to look at my ass? No! Sorry, Chad, had to get my phone over to Rough Night for some tech issues. Resolved it. I'm back. Yay! Doesn't want to show himself standing up on stream because he knows he would show the stump. No feet. Miko's not banned very long. Reminds me of Animation Cell. Yeah, it's rad. It looks great. Rabnet said I just finished Freerun season 1 today. Dude, Freerun is fucking awesome. It's my favorite anime. I've been really enjoying season 2. Once again, shout out to my sister for this. I love this. She did a great job. Sister's a good artist. Yeah, she's amazing. She's awesome. No, not season 2 since I don't have Crunchyroll. I'm gonna search Netflix and Hulu for anime to watch. Yeah, I love Freerun. Freerun is great. Turd says, imagine the halftime shows for actors for Avengers or something acted out of a teaser for the movie to come up like a live show at a theme park. It never happened, but I still want to see it done. That would be cool. Make you think Agent... I didn't say that. That's what someone in the chat said. Meek in a 40. This isn't a 40. This is just a glass bottle. Here's the thing. I don't like traditional like water bottles and like plastic water bottles and shit. Like I don't like having to like clean them all the time and stuff. And like I feel like glass bottles and stuff are way easier to clean. I only put water in this. This used to be what was it? What's the name of that company? The little S? What's the name of that company? It's some fancy fucking water company since like 1872. I don't remember what the name of it is. Anyways, but I was like, oh, that's a glass bottle. I could keep reusing that and just filling it up. 80? I don't know. You drinking wine from a bottle? It's water, dude. It's just water. I promise. Welcome to the Baja. Mr. Romney says, I like having a baseball game on. I could chat with friends or Rough Night while we hang out and check on it once in a while on the screen. I don't know enough about baseball. I just haven't played any. Every time I've ever played baseball, I've got hit in the face accidentally. It's like, accidentally. It feels like a conspiracy after a while because I've been hit in the face so many times. That's Mike's Wawa glass. Wawa glass is, you know what, Turd? I think I'm back to wanting to ban you.
Me bumbo.
Hey, what's up, Digital Wild Card? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you, man. Why was Sasquatch for 5 says, I was right, chat. He didn't want us to see his ass. Skid marks confirmed. I just don't want you looking at my ass. I'm not a Twitch streamer. Simply Canadian? No, it's not that. Perrier. It's not Perrier. It starts with an S. Is it Gundam loves that water? Is it sparkling water? No, it's just regular water. It's... Stop lying. It's curvy. That's crazy work. No, you stopped playing baseball with Ben? That explains his face. Sounds like a skill issue. It is a skill issue. I don't like baseball. I don't care about sports ball. I need to hurry up and move those games along. But you have the hair now to block the ball. That's true. I actually never considered that. Mike is ahead of the game. He uses glass instead of having microplastics stored in his balls. Yeah, I'd have micro glasses stored in my balls now instead. I'll never forgive them for preempting my Star Trek shows in the 90s. Yeah, there was nothing more frustrating, like on a Saturday, waking up in the morning to find out that they had like a fucking sports game on and none of my cartoons were playing. Dude, I would have been mad. Mike wishes he was a Twitch streamer. I was a Twitch streamer, B-man. That's where I started. I still have a Twitch channel. I just don't use it anymore. It's been dead for years. Because I don't fucking like it.
You guys.
Well, I just pulled up Twitch and it was immediate. And then look at that. I pull up Twitch and there's just a titty streamer on the main page. Let me look it up. Hold on. Twitch.tv/the_epic_Mike. Yeah, I had like, I don't know. I had 1.2 thousand followers. Okay? And I did stream. I used to stream all the time. I don't remember what my last stream was, though. Trying to find where my last stream was. I don't know. They're all gone now, I think. So, but yeah, I used to stream all the fucking time on Twitch, and I don't anymore because I don't fucking like Twitch. So then I moved to Kick exclusively, and I didn't like Kick. So give us what we want. I'm not gonna show you my ass. It's mine. San Pellegrino? I don't know. Glass bottle water brands. Let me see here. What's the name of these fucking companies here? All right. Well, there it is. Saratoga. Saratoga? Saratoga is the name. Thank you, Jesus Davila. Jesus Davila. Hunter says Hennessy S Lady Edition. It's Nestle water. No, it was Saratoga, but I took the label off because the label didn't look very cool. Because you aren't dropping trout. I'm not gonna. Did Miki wear a bikini on Twitch? No, I didn't. And I almost did a hot tub stream, but we never hit the goal for it. So nobody cared who I was until I put on my pants. I'm not wearing pants either. I'm just wearing like shorts. I'm not wearing, yeah. I'm not showing you my ass, okay? I'm not wearing pants right now. All right? Is that what you wanted from me, chat? Now you know. I'm in my boxers in a t-shirt. It's comfortable. We're free balling it in my boxers on stream, and I don't want to stand up and expose myself. I mean, we assume that. How dare you? Charles Devane says, on a serious note, watch Animal Kingdom show. It's actually good. Animal Kingdom? What is that? Is that an anime or something? Who's showing asses now? I'm not. Nobody. Meek, you're missing the grift here. $1,000 and Miki stands up. He's not wearing hockey pants. That's crazy. The S is for straight person water. Drink twice daily for best results in most straight existence. If you show your ass for money, we respect the hustle. Oh no, he's review tech now? No, because I'm not taking off my shirt! Meek exposed himself on stream. Camera's on the whole time, huh? Well, quick, somebody turn off his heat again. Dude, what are we doing? Anthony, I don't know. Anthony Weiner got caught. No, I think he was sending dick pics to people. Anthony Kingdom is a crime family series. Really? I don't know if I've heard about that. RC Elman for 2 says Meek stand-up fund and tax payment. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Jeremy would do it. No, he wouldn't. I'm not standing up on stream. I'm not exposing myself for money. If you want to get technical about it, Meek's ass is always on screen because he is one. That's wild, but you're not wrong. Type Animal Kingdom TNT. I guess I don't know how else to send you info on the show. Animal Kingdom. Oh, it's a crime drama series. Okay. It's pretty good, you're saying? Because when I type in Animal Kingdom, I get stills of this show, but then I also get stills of things like Launchpad McQuack. So when I type it in, I get stuff like this. I don't think this is the show you're talking about. I think you're talking about this one. Right? So, like, there's a lot of mixed messaging here that's happening. Yeah, I'll check it out. I'll put it on my list. Animal Kingdom. All right, you guys are saying it's a pretty good show. I gotta pull this up real quick. Hold on. Why does this launch pad look like that? Like, look how sad he looks. Like, you could tell he's looking out of there, but like his mouth is being open like that. He looks depressed. He's got like the little emo hair sticking out. Poor bastard. I could never work at Disney. Is this a furry stream now? No. I remember Jeremy said it's a great show. Did he? Jeremy says a lot of things are good shows, though. Do we trust him? Do we trust him? Yeah, Launch Pad Quack was on DuckTales and Darkwing Duck. Yes, he was. Bro's been divorced, making payments for a decade. Who? Me? I'm not divorced. I'm still very much married. You know what? Speaking of Jeremy, this is a Tuesday night cooldown. I know, but let's check on the Fig, see what he's up to.
And for all
Let's stream snipe Jeremy. Should we stream snipe Jeremy? We're gonna stream snipe Jeremy. I'm not asking.
the new people here, because we've had a lot of new birds. Oh man, how will Trump ever recover from this? Oh no.
Oh! Oh! Whoa! Whoa! What are we doing? What is he watching? Yo! Why is it the very first time I stream snipe Jeremy, I stream snipe Cobra Cast, he's looking at some fat chick trying to pull her boobies out? What are we doing? Huge mistake. Huge mistake. Move this man. Clutch OK says, that's what you get. That's what you fucking get.
What will you learn? What will you learn? That your actions have consequences!
Yikes, bro. Well, you got to be careful scrolling on Twitter. You never know when boobs are going to pop up. It's wild because I can scroll through my timeline on Twitter and not have to deal with that. I scroll my timeline on Twitter, and here is a breakdown of this is the comparison of the remaster, the Blu-ray remaster of the Next Generation from DVD to Blu-ray, which the remaster looks fucking great. Like, I think the remaster looks amazing. And they did this, like, painstakingly did this. I know some people said there were problems in the beginning with some of it, I think, but they said as it went on it got better, but this looks great. My biggest problem with the remake, sometimes, like, even though it looks brighter, like, so you can see the detail and stuff, some, like, you can see her skin's been more colorized and stuff. It's like, is this her natural tone or is this more her natural tone? Like, when you look at Riker here, like, you can see some of the details feel like they're missing from his face because they kind of, like, digitally upscaled his face, and so, like, some of the wrinkles are missing and stuff. Some of that doesn't look great to me, but for the most part I've heard it's really good. I mean, it's better than, like, the Buffy remaster that they did. The Buffy remaster that they did has they upped it to like a wider scale or a wider aspect ratio, and you can actually see the cast offset. Let me see if I can find it. Like, that was like a huge problem with the Buffy Blu-ray, was that you could see like the cast, and like you could see the end of the sound stages and stuff because they increased the ratio. And see, I typed in Buffy remaster, excuse me, and I didn't get a bunch of porn on my timeline. It's kind of wild how that happens. I don't know. You know, it's just weird. I don't know. I just remember that was a huge thing. Riker needs his beard. Yeah. Yeah. Riker with a beard is always better. Saw that this 8 a.m. with the rebellion. Well, I know. Yeah, that's, I mean, but Jade probably handled it better. You know, Mike, we didn't pay taxes to see this shit, bro. That's crazy, dude. God tier timing. I take it all back. This is my safe space now. Thank you. Oh, they're covered. Oh, well, that's good. That's good. That's good. I'm glad that it was covered, because that's wild. I mean, listen, I'm all about huge boobies, but when you're trying to make them like, you know, listen, we all like boobs, small boobs, big boobs, medium boobs. That's not the issue here. It's when you're trying to politicize boobs, and there's nothing I hate more than politicized breasts. The next gen Blu-rays are fantastic. Upgrade over DVD. I mean, they look good. The Buffy remaster is a disaster. Are they really that bad? I don't know if they airbrushed to Mrs. Rough Night or if they just touched up the color grading. I'm not sure. Marina Sirtis is closer to the paler complexion. Interesting. You've seen 80s cake makeup is what Rough Night says. Really? Okay. I wonder. Let me see if I can find the Buffy remaster, like a picture of it. Yeah, okay, let me see if I can find it. Because yeah, they upped, so the Buffy remaster converted the original 4:3 aspect ratio to 16:9 widescreen, and then you could see it cut off top bottom frame information, ruined compositions, it revealed cameras, boom mics, and crew members not present in the original 4:3 broadcast. Yeah, and I remember seeing some of the shots of this, and it was really, really bad. And I'm seeing if I can find one where they actually show like the boom mics in the photo. Is this one of them? I think this is one of them right here. Yeah, this is one of the shots here that you could see. So yeah, this is like the remaster or whatever, and you can see a crew member here in the shot that wasn't supposed to be here. When they increased the size of the shots, it's pretty wild. Yeah. I've actually only seen some of Buffy. I've never watched Buffy all the way through. I don't know if Buffy's ever going to be a show that I watch like a ton of. I've seen like episodes here and there and stuff, but the fact that they did that though to the remaster is pretty embarrassing, dude. Especially when you're like accidentally including fucking boom mics and shit, and you didn't bother. Whoever the company was that did it was probably like, yeah, we got the paycheck, so who fucking cares? Oh yeah, dude, this is bad. Like, I can't find really good pictures of it right now, but like even here, you can see the light, the lighting right here. You can see the light. You can see part of the boom mic here. Yikes, bro. Yep, you'd get fired if you did that. I can't. Like, the fact that they even sold that and didn't bother looking through it are pretty bad. And boobs are okay. Boobs are pretty great. Boobs are pretty great. Okay. All the special effects were composited on tape, so they had to go back completely. Oh, so they recreated everything. Gotcha. That's why we haven't seen a Deep Space Nine HD release. Gotcha. I did not know that they did that. I was told that they couldn't remaster Deep Space Nine. Interesting. Charles Vane says, just in case, yes, it was a crime family drama that also Jeremy watched that I was referring to. Okay. Yeah, I'll put it on the list. I still got a lot of shows I got to get through, but I'll try to keep it on the list for later. Titties and Beer. Rodney Carrington is hilarious. I actually don't know who that is. I probably do know who that is, but I don't know who that is off the top of my head. JB Spook Review says there is a video on the channel Passion of the nerd that goes over how they messed up Buffy's remaster. Stick with the DVDs. There you go. That's so sad, man. correction, there's not an official HD Deep Space Nine release. Isn't there a guy that went and remastered them himself? Isn't there like a guy that went on, like, did it himself and did those, like, an upscale? Like, did he do like a 4K upscale of the show himself? Because I swear somebody on YouTube or something did that. I wonder if there's, I gotta look it up. Deep Space Nine upscale. By the way, guys, I want you, this is pretty wild. Now, I can't watch all of this because I'll get in trouble. But if you go to Warner Brothers Entertainment, their channel, okay? Warner Brothers Entertainment has 4.9 million or 4.69 million subscribers. They are currently doing a live stream. They're currently doing a is that multiple live streams? It is. They're currently doing 2 separate live streams of, one is Lord of the Rings and then a compilation. I think it's all the movies. And then the other is Harry Potter, complete series compilation stream. It only has 76 people watching. We almost have more people watching us on my sub 5,000 person channel than Warner Brothers official account has watching the Harry Potter movies on a live stream. What the fuck are we doing? We are 7 people less, or not 7 people, 20 people less than what Warner Brothers with millions of subs are watching. Now they have 362 for the Lord of the Rings, but even that is really fucking small. That means we had more people watching Tuesday Night's Main Event than we're watching a replay of Lord of the Rings. Turd says, I like the fuzziness of old TV shows. That makes them comforting, taking you back. See, I like upscales of stuff. I like the upscale stuff, but I don't, yeah, sometimes some things don't need to be in HD. Like, you know, there are some shows that you can upscale a little bit or add some detail to. There are other shows that when you add that kind of detail to them, it looks terrible because they were never designed that way and they were trying to hide things and you could see detail that you never wanted to see. Deep Space Nine upscale. So there is a guy that did an upscale of the show. But I don't know if he did a full upscale of it. Interesting. It probably looks great upscale to 4K though. That's something that you could do that's something that you could do. To me, that could be an ethical use of AI. Maybe you guys disagree, but it's a thought. It's like if you had an AI that was capable of it, doing a 4K upscale or 4K upscale, wow, a 4K upscale of some of your favorite TV shows. Yeah. Okay, see, Rough Night did say that. It's a 4K upscale project with Topaz AI. It looks great. Okay. Are TV shows filmed on film in the 90s? Yes, all of them were. They didn't have digital. I don't think they had any digital right now. Or back then, I mean. So. I like the remasters. It's nice to re-watch shows and it be in better detail than it used to be. Malcolm in the Middle had widescreen added and you could see stand-ins. That's wild, dude. See, my thing is, like, you can like do the upscale without having to increase the aspect ratio. I don't know why they needed to increase the aspect ratio, but does she end up getting buff? Yeah, sure. JB Spooky Review says Buffy season 1 through 3 are great. After that, it falls off a cliff. See, I don't know enough about it. Boobs or butt, and yes, you must choose. You know what? I'm gonna pick boobs because there's less of a chance of of accidentally seeing like a shapely butt and it turning around and being like a dude that was trying to like gaslight you. You know? You know? Plus, they're great to lay on. Like you could lay on like a shapely butt, but there's always a chance. There's always a risk of, you know? You got to be careful. Rodney Carrington is a comedian who sings. I'll have to check him out. He does stand up and comedic country music. Oh, he does country music. Oh, maybe I'll check him out. Maybe I'll check him out. Well, yeah, you have better takes. What? Oh, well, I have better takes. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. It's late. Yeah, but they did it the other day and they had sub 200 viewers in like, it was like during the day. It's because Harry Potter films are dog water. That's wild. Thanks, Meek. Switching over now. What? That's crazy. Who is this guy? What the fuck? Who's Purple Face? You came in here what are you doing? What the fuck is Purple Face? And why is he in my chat not speaking English? What are we doing? We don't do that around here. This is America. Lord of the Rings has an extended Blu-ray has an ugly green filter that was fixed in 4K. Oh, nice. I know the 4K versions of Lord of the Rings. The 4K Blu-rays look great. You don't like upscales of old stuff, JB Spooky Reviews? Why not? I'm curious, actually, why. Because I know some people like it, some people don't. I don't like upscales ever. Okay. Rio Grego says, I can't wait until the entire reboot series gets upscaled. They're able to get all the original equipment fixed to record from the original remasters. They released episode 1 as a test and it looks great. Does it? Yeah, I remember hearing about that. There was a group, it was a couple that managed to go and find the old reboot episodes. Let me see if I can find who they are. Let me see if I can find the couple that did this. There was a couple, I believe, is what it was, and they went to the actual like old studios and they found the original cuts of Reboot and they remastered it. Okay, Raquel Lynn and Jacob Weldon, 2 lifelong fans of the series, they spearheaded the effort to preserve and remaster Reboot from its original D1 master tapes, which were discovered in possession of Mainframe Studios. Their work, documented in an 8-part miniseries, Reboot Rewind, involves locating a functional D1 player through a global online appeal, transferring the footage, and ensuring the show's legacy was preserved in high quality. Their efforts have resulted in a complete high-fidelity restoration of every episode. So I'm going to see if I can find Reboot Rewind, and we'll have to check that out at some point. Reboot Rewind. I don't know if that's an exclusive the U-boot or U-boot, wow, YouTube thing. Let's see here. Let's see here. When's the last time they updated? So they did, okay, so they updated the documentary, it looks like. Is this the couple? I think this is the couple here. I'm going to skip ahead until I can actually get to the guy talking here. There we go.
And welcome back. The last time we spoke, I was busy trying to get a second D1 deck running. I really wanted to have a backup unit in case something went wrong with machine number 3, the only one of our 3 that's been working up to this point. Unfortunately, the news was not quite what we expected because while I was repairing deck number 2, I accidentally broke deck number 3. But don't worry, we've managed to get it going again, and not only that, but it's working so much better than it was before that we've been transferring tapes at an incredible pace. We've done more transfers in the last 3 months than in the 2 years previous. And I'm about to tell you all about how that went.
Yeah, I don't want to sit here for 10 minutes listening to that. But thanks, man. I appreciate it. So yeah, you guys go check that out. At least from my perspective, I appreciate that they're doing it with the masters and not just connecting, but you're just using like they actually cared about preserving the original stuff. That's what I appreciated. So you did the 4K remasters of Sanford and Son. That's wild, dude. That's crazy, but it is Black History Month, so.
I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all.
Brandon Kitchen says, I got my family our first QOLED TV in our home, loving the picture. Yeah, I've heard those are really good. Dude, Dominic Cannon says, shapely man butt. Oh, you're a little behind, aren't you? D-Man says, so started watching Samurai Jack on HBO Max. Got me wanting to watch everything Genndy Tartakovsky worked on. Knew he did Powerpuff Girls, Primal, Star Wars. Didn't know he directed Hotel Transylvania. Yeah, he did. He did a good job. And Samurai Jack is one of the best TV shows ever made. It's phenomenal, dude. Let's see here. JB Spook Review, I have a 3-hour retrospective if you want to know what happens on Buffy but not actually watch it. We'll go over to JB Spooky Reviews channel. First of all, if you're not subbed there, go sub there and go check out his Buffy video. Shout out to JB Spooky Reviews. Appreciate you, bro. Especially being able to break that down so I don't have to watch the whole thing and see how bad it is. Yeah, Genndy Tartakovsky is a genius when it comes to animation. He arguably, in my opinion, has one of the best, like he is like on another level, like original Disney, Don Bluth, that kind of a level when it comes to his ideas and takes on some animation. Samurai Jack has some of the best filmed, best put together sequences of television I've ever seen. The episode where Samurai Jack fights like a ninja and they're utilizing the light and the dark, so Samurai Jack like turns his like costume inside out, so and then like covers himself so it's like a ninja, and he's hiding in the light and the other ninja's hiding in the dark, and they're fighting each other. There's no words, it's just all visual storytelling. Phenomenal, dude. I've talked about it many times. I've praised Samurai Jack so many times on this channel. I love that show. I even love the final season of it, which was actually a serialized instead of episodic, and I love the ending of the show, even though it's super fucking sad. You should watch it if you have not. But yeah, there's an episode with these bounty hunters that all get together and they plan this whole elaborate trap to kill Samurai Jack. They go through all of the fucking planning and you see them enacting, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and we're all gonna do this, and this is how it's gonna look. And then they finally get to the moment where they're supposed to catch Samurai Jack, and a water, like a water from a icicle drips before the drip hits the ground. Their plan goes off and Samurai Jack fucks them all up. And then like the water hits before he fucks them all up before it even happens. And it's such a great episode, and it's such a great way of doing stuff. Like, dude, it was so entertaining. M says, Mike, I like boobs because even hot dudes have like. That's not what I was saying.
Bro, please, bro. Why are you do?
Lions Text Tips is co-funding the project. Nice. Oh, look at that. Brandon Kitchen says, oh, by the way, my fiance went to the health department today and we are going to have our second child. She's 9 weeks along so far. Congratulations. That is awesome. I pray for a healthy baby, a healthy birth. Welcome to the world. Another beautiful life. That's exciting, bro. Congratulations, man. Reboot is tragic. That show got cut short. I loved Bob for the win, dude. Bob was so awesome. Somebody said Linus Tech Tips is co-funding that project. I did not know that. That's really cool. There's just not much point to them a lot of times. It's Star Wars Special Edition to me. It's no longer the piece of art that resonated with people when it came out. I can understand that take. I just like playing classic games. I don't give a shit about graphics. I mean, that's fair. Mike, did you see the TMNT WWE AF video? I have not. I will check it out after the stream is over, though. Muted and gay? I'm not muted! Can we ban Arudai, please? Thank you. I'm just kidding. Don't ban Arudai. He's okay. Hey, have a good night, Legendary Scrub. We're going to call it soon, too. We're going to let Lady Epic get in bed. Tarkovsky was behind the death box scene in Iron Man 2. Was he really? That's actually pretty rad. Yes, Tartakovsky's animation, in my opinion, is some of the most well-made production animation like ever. You are absolutely right, Real Grey Ghost. Love the episode where Samurai Jack fights that robot army by himself. So badass. Oh, yeah, dude. Yep. Absolutely rad. Extra thick bounty hunter. That's crazy. You should play Big Dick Randy for Black History Month. Hey, what's up? Hey, would you blow me? I don't know if I should play that, bro. It's a lot. Big Dick Randy is a lot, bro. Maybe. I'll have to, like, put it in between a stream or something. Primal's a pretty good series. I have not watched Primal yet. It is on my list, but I have not started it. Reboot was mind-blowing when it came out. Oh, yeah, dude. I still love Reboot. Angie says, I know I'm not the target of the boobs or ass conversation, but I agree with you. Fun pillows can be very useful. See? Even Angie gets it. You know? I tried to rewatch Deep Space Nine a few times, and even though I liked it when it was airing, I cannot get into it now. It takes a little bit. In my personal opinion, Deep Space Nine doesn't take nearly as long as The Next Generation to really find its stride. But just like with Next Generation, even Voyager, it takes more than 3 episodes. It takes like maybe 7 to 8 episodes to really start hitting its stride. And then even with that, season 1 is good, but it's the show as it goes on gets so much better, and the pieces that they line up and the thing they start doing with the Dominion War and stuff is awesome. I think Deep Space Nine is amazing. I think it's incredible. I don't love it over The Next Generation. The Next Generation has always been my favorite Star Trek. I would say that Deep Space Nine is on par with the original series for me. The Next Generation is my favorite of all the Star Trek stuff because that's the one I grew up with. That's the one I had the most fond memories of. But I really enjoy the original series. And I also really enjoy Deep Space Nine. I think Deep Space Nine has some amazing characters. I think Garrick is one of the best characters in Star Trek. I think he's phenomenal. I think Worf is my favorite character in all of Star Trek ever. Worf is my favorite character. Data is a close second, and then Spock is a very close third. Like all those 3 guys are almost interchangeable with each other as far as characters that I love in like Star Trek. But yeah, Deep Space Nine is really good. I think Deep Space Nine is phenomenal, and it was nice to get a different look at the Federation. You know, it was nice to get a different look at it. So, I love Sanford and Son. Yeah, dude, my great-grandfather was actually friends with Red Fox back in the day and used to like play cards with him and shit, I guess, because they were in Chicago back in the day together and they were friends. And so that's really cool. I'm gonna finish catching up on everybody talking in chat. I think I'm all caught up on super chats. I think we're all good there. Did I like all of these? Okay. We're all caught up on super chats, so I want to make sure that. So I'll finish up the last bit of conversation here in chat. Never mind, I just got another one. SD0 for 5. Can you check out this AI video generator will blow your mind by AI search? It's finally understanding combat now. This AI video generator will blow your mind. I'm going to watch this Reboot Rewind, actually. I'm going to subscribe there and go check that out at some point. I'll probably watch that later. This is 34 minutes long. This is 34 motherfucking minutes long. I'll check out the very beginning of it. I'm not going to watch this whole thing.
That's a huge bitch.
All right. I will watch the very opening of this. Just check it out. But yeah.
Is completely made with AI. can see, this new AI video generator is absolutely insane. It nails physics, anatomy, high action scenes, camera movements. It has a great world understanding. It's not even close. This is by far the best model out there right now.
I mean, it's definitely the best model. You could see problems. Here's the funny thing about this. This is one thing that I think is really interesting about AI, and this is probably the last thing that we talk about before I call the stream. It's really cool, and it looks really cool, based on what you're seeing. But the thing is, like, and yeah, sure, you could probably teach it this kind of stuff, but part of, and we've talked about this a lot, part of what works about people and the human aspect of things is the lack of perfection. It's going to sound weird, but the lack of perfection, the experience you get through needing necessity, the perspective you get by not having everything you need, and also through learning by failure and learning through failure, gives you perspective on things that I don't think AI can generate. I don't think a computer will ever be able to fully understand or grasp why you would intentionally have something that is lesser than mean something more to you than something that is perfectly executed. It's like, it's why you could go to a restaurant where a robot creates all the food and they have the perfect the food is perfectly executed by the recipes given to it by a professional chef, and that it's always X amount of salt, and it's always X amount of this ingredient, X amount of this, and this thing is cooked to this perfect temperature, and this is that, and this is that. And that will never mean as much to you when you eat that meal as it will when you get your favorite meal that's cooked by your mother, or when you make your favorite dish the way you like to make it. That imperfection of the human of the human condition is part of what makes things like art special. It's because, you know, because when you watch that sequence, you're watching the camera move and pan and move away. Those are all things that AI has picked up, especially recently, from action sequences. AI, you can't teach AI why it's important to have Val Kilmer expertly reload a gun in heat and why that would mean something to somebody. You also can't teach AI why it's important to have a character make certain facial expressions in a fight that you wouldn't normally have, or why it means more to have in a Chinese action fight having like the powder on their arms, so when they strike each other it adds depth and stuff to the camera. You can't teach it that. I know people will say that you can, but you can't, because that's something that isn't it's not a tangible way to explain something to an AI. There's not a way to disseminate certain information to a computer. There's a disconnect there. It's why we were just it's what we were just talking about. Yes, JB Spooky, that was all AI. It's why we were just talking about it with like Turd, for instance. Turd doesn't like upscales. He likes the graininess. He likes the imperfections of the original. And some people like the upscale, and the upscales look good. But sometimes people don't want perfection. Some people don't want form, you know, function over form. A perfectly executed fight scene only means as much when you know that it's a group of people working really hard to execute something well, like the John Wick movies, versus when you know a computer did it, and you know the computer did it to perfection because it doesn't know how to do anything other than not fail. Does that make sense? I just think it's important when we look at situations like that, because like that, when people say like Hollywood is cooked, maybe for the foreseeable future, absolutely, because people are going to be so excited about this new technology and so excited about the way that this stuff looks, but it's going to be very quickly burn out, because eventually you're gonna have people that go, I want to watch Sun Wukong fighting Captain America in an ancient temple, and they're, well, I want this and I want that and I want this, and everybody will get everything that they've ever wanted to see in anything by an AI, and then they'll be bored with it because it doesn't really mean as much to them as if somebody else had made a movie given it to them and said, this is something that I think you'll love, that I painstakingly crafted for you. The AI isn't painstakingly crafting it for you. The AI is trying to please you. And I think that that's really interesting. You know, and that's not to say that we're not going to see things that happen and see things that AI gets, that people create with AI that isn't cool and isn't even entertaining and even isn't even enjoyable. But the everything has to be perfect, because that's what means something to it. Perfect execution is what tells it that it's done the right job. You can't tell it not to write things perfectly, because then it doesn't understand why you would want something imperfect from it, because that its concern is that it has to be of use to you and that it has to be executed well, or else you won't want to use it anymore. They have survival instincts without actually being sentient, you know? Glenathan for 10 says, just like the Matrix, they made an imperfect world because people kept trying to wake up in the perfect world. Exactly. Absolutely. I'm not against using AI to help facilitate things and to speed processes up and to see things done that normally would take somebody hours or days or months or weeks or months, that can consolidate some of that, the busy work down. Busy work is kind of the crippling, busy work can be the crippling minutia of a project that can make it difficult to continue loving a craft. Okay? Unless you're somebody that crafts things with their bare hand. Like if you're a woodworker, you don't want AI doing the woodwork for you. You want to do the woodwork because you're putting love and effort into that. But if you know what, compiling this code is going to take hours, and I really don't need to compile this code. If I can expedite that process quicker, then I can get back to the art part of it. That's different. But I think people are going to, a lot of people don't understand why that matters or why that should matter. And so a lot of people are going to walk away with the wrong message, which is, I learned how to tell AI how to do the things I wanted to do to make a movie that I think everybody wants to see. And not, I learned how to utilize AI in my filmmaking craft, and I use the knowledge that I gained from actually learning about what makes filmmaking good and what makes movies mean something to people. And I utilize AI in that method to help expedite the things that are difficult, because I'm only one person. We're only a crew of 5 people, but you can't teach it all of that. You know, you have to have hard work. And there's also a part of it too that a lot of people don't think about, which is the, and I'm not saying you guys in general, I'm just talking about period, which is the soul aspect of it. It's why when your mother makes you a plate of spaghetti, you go like, your mom can like joke, I put love in this. And you go, this tastes better to me than spaghetti from a restaurant, which maybe is arguably executed better because your mom made the spaghetti. And so like she actively used a part of her time and effort and a part of her soul to give you something that to serve you and provide you with something special. AI doesn't have a soul. And so you're not connecting a human experience to another human experience, which a lot of people don't realize is when we talk about labors of love, you can feel that. We as humans are very, very empathetic, and we absolutely do have some kind of a sixth sense when it comes to art and the appreciation of what art is. When we can look at something that somebody has done and you can see the work that somebody's put into it versus seeing something that a computer crafted and going, it looks perfect, but something's missing and I don't know what it is. People think they want perfection. That's not what people want. People want well done execution, and they want loving execution. And that's the thing that we're not getting, and it's why there's been so much pushback on Marvel and on all of these studios, because a lot of them are not putting together loving executions of art and projects. They're putting together things that are created by a committee. They're putting together things that are made by a marketing team that tells them, you have to put this into this, or you have to insert that into this, because that's what's going to reach the most people. That's when to sell the most tickets. And people started getting wise to that. People can feel it and they can see it, and they understand that what I'm partaking in doesn't feel like a love letter to something I've been invested in for years. It doesn't feel like Sam Raimi's Spider-Man movies. Although I do think Spider-Man 2 is a perfect film, they're not perfect in the sense of like they're flawless movies with no with no criticisms. But there's something about those movies. You knew he put his heart and soul into those films. You knew that Tobey Maguire cared about that character. And when you get into Spider-Man 3 and you know Kirsten Dunst doesn't really want to be there anymore, you can feel her performance feels kind of flat. You can also see where, you know, being told by the studio you have to insert Venom into these movies, and Sam Raimi not wanting to, and the feeling of that, and knowing that if he doesn't want this character here, then why would he give Topher Grace direction to be a good Eddie Brock? You know, things like that. You can feel that. You can also feel that Sandman kind of feels like an important character of this movie, but doesn't get nearly enough screen time to be important to the movie like he should be. You can see it and you can feel it. And that kind of stuff is what sells movies to us. And I think that's also the problem when I criticize things like CinemaSins or even Cinema Wins. They're criticizing things not because they think it makes sense and detracts from the soul of a movie. They're criticizing it because somebody analyzed it and said, on paper, I can see all the flaws in this and I can pick them apart. But being able to pick apart all the flaws in a film with a critical eye doesn't always mean that you understand that it makes a movie can have plot holes and problems and editing mistakes and still be beloved because of what it means to you, the experience you had when you watched it. That's why nostalgia actually matters. Weaponized nostalgia works because it reminds you of that feeling you got, but it only works to an extent, and then it stops working when you feel like it's being used against you, because now you know that the connection that you have isn't even real anymore. You know, so I just think it's important because that is really cool. And I do think that that should be praised for how cool it looks. That shit looks rad. But it also feels soulless. And I think that part of it is important too, because I don't want a perfect rendition of Beethoven. I want a rendition of Beethoven by somebody that cares about the music and pours their soul into it, and the imperfections of the way that they play when they hesitate to press a key because they know they're coming to the climax of a song and they don't want to get to that point just yet, or when they know the song's going to end and you can feel them slowly wind down as they come out of that headspace, out of their zone and out of that rhythm that they're in, and they have to stop playing something that they've put so much time and effort and practice and love into. You can feel that as a person. That's why we so desperately connect to these things. So yeah, I think that that's really cool. I think it's awesome. And I think that if you think it's cool, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. AI has some very cool implications and some very cool applications. But I also think that there's a lot of people out there that desperately want to use that to replace what we have. And I don't think it'll ever be capable of doing that. All right, that was my last little rant for the night. But yeah. Efeat says sometimes you want to find a pubic hair in your food.
Me bamba.
Rudai says, well, consider improv scenes from Jim Carrey's of others. Multiple attempts to do the same scene over and over again with human magic occurs. Yes. Until human magic occurs. Absolutely. Huge part of that. Always. Now bring boobs back into your... That's wild. I did not see that YouTube is AI upscaling videos whether you want it or not. I did not know that. That's wild. Interesting. I did not know that. That was a thing. Prize. Let me see here. Prizes Sean. I don't know if it sounds like that name. Your point is perfectly demonstrated in the Burly Brawl and the Matrix Reloaded. Live action cuts are great. CGI cuts are terrible. You are absolutely right. Yes. Aruda says, I half agree. You could teach an AI those things. The AI can't learn new things itself. We have a little powder on the arms. We figured that out through trial and error. Yeah. But I don't know that you could teach an AI why it matters or how much powder matters. It's going to recreate what it's seen before, you know? AI would never have that trial to begin with. It wouldn't have the need. That's true, but you also can't teach why something through trial and error works. You can try to disseminate that information, but its goal is to recreate whatever you've asked it to create perfectly, you know? Grok Storyteller is decent. It is. I've experimented with a lot of the different AI when it comes to storytelling. I have a prompt that I came up with that I think is a very interesting prompt that has a lot of subtext and subtlety to the writing on it. And a lot of times what I've done over the years when we started getting these AIs, or like when Grok first launched and ChatGPT and stuff, over the years, I will plug in that prompt and just ask it to write like a short story with this prompt. And I've watched it progress over the years and get better and get better. And it does understand subtlety and it does understand subtext and nuance, but it also has a habit of drifting into certain things or writing in a certain way. And you know that if you want it to look or sound a certain way and you ask it to do that, it will copy that style, but it never feels like that actual person writing. It feels like a style. You know that. You also know that it's an AI that's doing it because you asked it to do that. And I think that that's also a consideration in all of this, is that you go, when I'm watching this story, it's not because somebody's heart had to tell, there's somebody's soul had to tell this story and put it on paper or make this thing or paint this picture. Somebody asked a computer to do it, you know? Andrew Fraser says, if you see everything you wanted, you blind your human imagination. I 100% agree. Super Saiyan Lalo says, I like how Meat can be wise here, but I'm in event or gaming streams. He's pointing and laughing at everyone. I mean, that's fair. Rough Knight says the happy accident unexpected is the secret sauce to filmmaking. 100%. Simply stated, what drives the human condition is the horizon. AI erases that horizon. That is a beautiful way to put it. AI could never have created Dutch angles. You're correct, but it'll use them not knowing why they matter. Spaghetti and a general is no for me. I'm just thinking in general. Just in general food. Angie Blanket says woodworking is totally fascinating me. Just recently bought my first grain cutting board. It's absolutely sexy. That's rad. I love that. No, I really do love that. That's really cool. Feet says I always thought the secret sauce was leaving mayonnaise in direct sunlight.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
That's wild. I miss my mom's cooking. I love my mom's cooking. If a restaurant puts love in their sauce, it means a much different thing. That's wild. Kaiser on the Wire says art is a human expression. No matter how they dress it up and follow a formula or code, it can never be replaced by machine. It is by definition soulless. Yes. Turd says mama's cooking always elite. Yes. My mom's spaghetti was better the second day. Oh yeah. That's true. Is that Ian? Lannon? Mike, nobody cares about the art anymore. AI is in the industry is going to take over. I think it will dominate for a short amount of time. I really do. I think it'll absolutely dominate for a short time, and everybody will say that it's amazing and everything, and very quickly they will forget about it and realize how absolutely fucking empty those calories are, and realize they're just scarfing down garbage that... And when I say garbage, I don't mean garbage like it sucks, because like I said, I think AI will create good movies at some point. Movies that people really like and enjoy, but it is executed in a way that is designed to only please you without any of the happy accidents or mistakes. It comes across that it is all intentional. Everything is intentional. So if you ask it to make Jaws, it will use it'll create a robotic shark that absolutely does what it was supposed to do and designed to do. And you won't have a moment where it says the shark the mechanical shark doesn't work. We have to use it less, which adds to the mystique of the film and the shark itself. That's the difference. Project Shashan? That's what I'll call it with. For 2, thank you. Says nothing. The most creative and visual special effects, camera moves, and filmmaking styles came from having to improvise, create with little budget and lack of time and resources. AI is the opposite of that. That's true. Gary said something similar to what you're saying right now about AI in a recent Star Wars AI video. Yep. We'll get fun AI that feels like Star Wars, but it's never actual Star Wars. Yet the audience can see it's not made with love, but thinking the audience are numbers and not human beings. If I buy a product, check the ingredients, it says love, I'm assuming someone's spunk is in it.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Brother, What's that?
Frank says weaponized nostalgia is all Nintendo has. I respect that. Frank will never not take a shot at Nintendo. I respect the hell out of it. I legitimately do. And perfectly perfect, because you can discern what's genuine from what's disingenuous. You could spread a bucket of water for a mile, but there's no depth. 100%, dude. The Milkman says AI killed my family. That's very sad. Charles says all you're saying I praise, and it's also fats. Listen, we do what we can. It's kind of like people say guitars and live music have much more imperfections than electronic, but electronica, like Orbital, they will do live renditions that are different every time. Yeah. YouTube Shorts are suffering from upscaling. Okay, I did not know they were doing that. Pre-session. Thank you. Pre-session for 149 says nothing. Thank you. I got you. Pre-session. Tien versus Yamcha Dragon Ball Z fights AI not only captures the style of the Shaw Brothers movie, but recaptures the visual effects they use. It's starting to understand very fast. Fifth Down Sports says, good night, chat. What game is tomorrow? I don't know what game is tomorrow, actually. Poly Monopoly says, leaving mayonnaise in the sunlight is how we made mac sauce during COVID.
Huh?
That's wild. I love your mom's cooking too, dude. She's great. Yeah, mom makes good food. Let's see here. I only hope you're right. I think so. I think I'm right, but you know what? I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll eat crow. Okay? I'll eat an actual crow. Yep. All right, guys, we're gonna call it. I appreciate the hell out of you guys. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Daily tomorrow, me, Beardo, and Steph. S Team is back in action. I forgot to set up a raid. Let me see here. Who can I raid? All right. We're gonna raid My Nerdy Home. She could raid somebody else later. I don't know if she's almost done or not. We'll find out. Guys, I appreciate the hell out of you. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for all the super chats. Thank you for the gifted memberships. Thank you for the recommitments. Thank you for the Streamlabs donations. Frank the Tank, appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for listening to me rant all night. Thank you for making Tuesday Night Cooldown such a fun show. I appreciate the hell out of you guys. And I hope you guys all have a good rest of your night. I'll talk to you all later. See ya.